I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And call me and Chip.
Say hello to heaven, Chris Cornell. A lot of people have been asking for this, so thank your lucky stars.
It's gonna be sad.
That the big homie Gregory.
Yep.
There's a $75 partner pair on Patreon where you can get an underground or amateur band some recognition. But everybody life hacked us, and now everybody's doing the what do you call it? $75 thing for their favorite song. If you want to check out timely topical political commentary, you can check me out at Middle America, Vin and Sori.
Or My Sori Life if you want to see, behind the scenes of our family and stuff like that.
All right, so this is from the big homie Chris Cornell. I'm assuming it's gonna be a kind of tearjerker thingamajiggy, but let's do it. Say hello to heaven. Well,
Oh, he's got a voice, man.
well, that's the first thing I was going to comment on. You know, this is the first time we saw him live. Golly, dude. I always feel weird saying, what a talent to somebody who died the way that he died.
Why?
Well, it's like, I don't know, I get uneasy with it because sometimes it's like, only the talented people should live, you know what I mean? But
Yeah. That happened just the other day. There was like this, something that happened to a child, and they were like, and she was so beautiful, and like, because she was pretty, that's why.
Right.
But I don't think that's what people mean.
Well, no, I don't either. I think they're saying because I believe everybody's here for a very, very specific reason. So then your talents get surrounded or around what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then this is what Chris was supposed to do. And this was supposed to bring to the world. And in the sense of we lost somebody who fulfilled their role in bringing this type of music, that's probably what everybody needs. You know, they're not saying untalented people should. I just don't want to disrespect the guy's memory because he was more than just an artist. Yeah. You know, but so rest in peace to the big homie.
His voice, if he would have sung with like a really, like, you know, like black women have that voice that just, if they would have combined his voice with that, oh man, that would have really
coarse, choir type thing in the background. Yeah, this is it was interesting. Like toward the very, very end, they zeroed in on those two guys who were really into the song, and you know, it was like any worship thing that you go to at a church.
Yep.
You know? That solo was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
That solo was on point.
Yes, it was.
You know, it's like
even I noticed it.
The song wouldn't be this like Fade to Black. Obviously, would not be the same without the solo. There is like a couple. Most solos, you know, I'm impressed for technicality, but as far as like, man, this, you know, was this that influential in the song? This particular one was though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a strange thing. A guy like him, you know, like still at the top of his craft. I mean, I don't know what year this video was shot, but I'm sure it was, you know, pretty recent. And you know, like you still look healthy. You still look like $1,000,000. You can sing like crazy. You know, why do this? You know, it's so hard to. It's so hard for me to comprehend that. Like, but I mean, people are in so much pain, man. You can't. And it's always chilling when you look at these lyrics. Like, look at these lyrics.
I know.
He said something. The candle burning was a big one, but he came from an island, then he died from the street, and he hurt so bad like a soul breaking, but he never said nothing to me. So this is somebody that dies that was really, really broken, but never said anything to the people around him. You know, so this particular video was shot in 2007. So he had basically a decade left because I think he died in 2017. So it's like he's got this soul breaking, he's hurt, you know, he's on the street and all that, but the people around him didn't Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what the song was about because I just went into the feel of it, you know, just feeling that.
Yeah. Well, the first two stanzas are written in the first person, and then into the third, it goes into the third person. So, please, Mother Mercy, take me from this place and the long-winded curses I hear in my head.
Yeah.
The words never listen, teachers, oh, they never learn. My warmth from the candle, though I feel too cold to burn.
Yeah.
So, this character's talking, he's a protagonist, and then in verse 3, there's somebody thinking about him that's recollecting what happened. So then he starts saying he, etc., etc.
Okay, yep.
So, and then of course, it says, the words never listen and teachers they never learn.
Yeah.
So, words never listen, so when you go to somebody, we were talking about this in another video, we go to somebody with your problems, and they're not actually listening to you, they're just shooting back words.
Yeah.
So the words never listen, and teachers they never learn. But if you look down, when it says, he hurt so bad like a soul breaking, but he never said nothing to me. Well, the previous verse would say...
he was talking, but nobody was listening.
Right.
Now he's saying he wasn't even talking.
Right. He never said nothing to me. And we're assuming that this is a person close to him. And so, it's like, well, no, that's not true. He did say something to you, but you didn't translate it because you were immediately responding.
Yep.
Which is a hell of a thing to write if he wants to connect those. Because what happens when you lose somebody to suicide, that's the first thing you think is, how did I miss all these, whatever. And there is a sense in which both of them could be telling the absolute truth.
Yeah.
He never said nothing to you as in directly and explicitly. But then the words never listen part, it's like, I was saying it to you, you just weren't hearing it, and you couldn't decipher what I was saying. It's just, and it's a dialogue you go back and forth with all the time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So it's like...
Yeah.
He came from an island, then he died from the street. What did you think that was about?
I had no idea.
Well, an island is like this tropical place full of life, and then a street is this great barren thing. So it's like things progressively got worse for him in life. That's what I took from it.
Yep.
And
okay, I can see
so
that.
then the next thing you see is the soul breaking and all that stuff. Say hello to heaven. The way he sang that was pretty chilling.
I thought so too. Yeah.
It's like, man.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm sure that his wife, because apparently he wrote this song, because I don't know if it was a cover or not, but can you imagine being his wife or whatever, or a close friend, and being like, he was saying it the whole time in his music?
Yeah, that would.
It's a really...
I think that it's hard enough when somebody, dies without feeling, having all that guilt as it is.
Right.
And then when you start seeing all the signs all over the place, it's got to be just too much.
I'll tell you what, before my mother-in-law died, she was sending us all these packages.
Yeah.
And...
I remember when you guys told me that.
It was all her daughter's, memorabilia or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so that was going on for like 3 or 4 days. I'd be loading up to go to work. I'd step over a box. I'm like, yo, your mom brought another box or whatever. And then, and then
he's talking about his previous marriage.
Then she, I get this letter delivered to me, and the letter is basically one of those, if you're reading this letters. And then it was like, in an hour, you will hear a knock on the door. It's the last box that I had for you guys or whatever. And it was like, and when I had that in my hand, I'm like, of course, that's why those boxes were getting sent.
Yep.
Like, it's plain as day. How could you miss that? Sure enough.
It's 2020.
Sure enough, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, an hour later, there's FedEx with the last box of pictures, man.
She's so sick.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy situation to be in, that's for sure. But anyway, the point is you're always looking at, how did I miss this? How did I miss that? Mm-hmm. So it must be tough to, But at the same time, you could look at it like he writes a song about a person dying and people not understanding him, and you can look at it like that makes their life that much harder, or you can look at it like, well, he's going to be helping people, because now we're talking, we're dialoguing. I'm sure there's bunches of people that have heard this song, so maybe it inspired so many people, even inspired one person out of the millions that have probably heard this song to be a good listener to a friend.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, it seems like too much love is never enough. Yeah, you better seek out another road, because this one has ended abrupt. I think he's probably talking about himself. Like, maybe he was able to have everything he wanted, too much love. Like, maybe there was overwhelming support from people and fans and stuff, but there was still a hole in it. So it's like, you're getting all this love, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
Right? And so he's saying, seek out another road. Because this is ending abruptly, and then boom, next line is say hello to heaven. So it's just so crazy. I never wanted to write these pages down for you.
These words down for you with the pages of phrases.
Right. So.
Things will never do. Oh
right.
My gosh.
And then it's like, it's back and forth between he and I and all that. So that makes me feel like this is a note. This is a suicide note.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The song ends that way, and then it's.
That's what it sounds like.
I'll blow out the candle and put you to bed. You know what's interesting? He said something here. Right here. Knew like a baby, lost like a prayer. The sky was your playground, but the cold ground was your bed. Is what he said in the video.
Yeah.
Cold girl was your bed.
I just thought that was a typo.
Is the actual lyrics.
How do you know? I mean, they could have just made a mistake.
Because, oh, I said poor stargazer, she's got no tears in her eyes.
Oh.
But fool like a whisper, she knows that love heals all wounds with time.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the live show, he replaced girl with ground. But if in his mind the girl was the ground, then they'd be interchangeable. See what I'm saying? Like the cold girl.
Oh.
That the ground is like a girl,
yeah.
you know, like a companion, like a mate, because that's your bed.
Oh gosh.
She got no tears in her eyes. Like
this one bothers me.
Death isn't.
I liked it when I was listening to it, but breaking down the lyrics.
Just lyrically.
Bothering.
Yeah. So.
It's sad.
Yeah, and that line, "lost like a prayer." That's a crazy line too. There's a lot of this dude. I'm blown away by people's blackout ability to write, man.
Yeah.
Lost like a prayer. I just think that, you know, when you pray and pray and pray and the prayer never gets answered, it's like, well, it must have got lost, you know, or it was lost, like it's meaningless.
Yeah.
You know.
Lost cause.
But right. So it's like one of those. Maybe he's praying and praying and praying to.
Yeah.
To be able to, you know, make it out.
Gosh. Sorry.
Is he hurting?
Oh, he's just moving really weird. Sorry, the baby. Wow.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It just, I don't know. But then you think, so he was around, you know, he had 10 more years after this.
Yeah.
Did writing this help him?
I don't know. Maybe he kept him on longer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of push out the timeline, or, I mean.
Yeah, it's such a crazy, sad situation.
Yeah.
But lyrically, this guy's a monster.
Yep.
He's a real live monster.
Wow, this is making me so sad. I don't know why it's bothering me
so much. No, I know. It's just weird seeing him, you know, live action, and for me anyway.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the guitarist, like he went over to the guitarist at the end, and the guitarist kind of looked up and smiled at him. That was
Yeah. Like listening to it, I could enjoy it, but then once it was over, then it was like I think while it was going on, I felt like I was kind of everything was okay.
Yeah.
And then once it was over, then it was like, no, it's. I don't know. Sad.
It is. You know, this is like if you look at all the years of human history.
Yeah.
The vast majority of time in human history, if your friend died, that's it. You never saw him again. You never saw him.
Yeah, no, for real.
And so
now
the last 200-300
to...
years, we have this strange thing called a television, and then we have a video technology, and then now we've metastasized into YouTube.
Yeah.
And now, people who are gone, you could see them, and they're kind of frozen in time, and it's as if nothing is really wrong.
You know what's weird? Is like... Yeah. We're not going to live forever.
Right.
So this video is going to outlive us.
Right.
So someday somebody's going to watch this video.
Right.
And we're going to be having this conversation.
Right.
But we're going to be gone.
Are you
so
spooked?
Weird.
You should, babe. It's like Inception.
Say hello to heaven for me. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very strange to be able to see somebody like that. And then to kind of have this almost omniscient knowledge, because we're watching it knowing he's got 10 years left.
Yeah.
So it's a weird experience,
bizarre.
You know.
Yeah.
Like it was tough kind of there watching him and being like, man.
Yeah.
And then, but at the same time, like one of the things, like Dimebag, like, you know, I had a little stretch where I just avoided Pantera because I was so sad that Dime was gone, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, it just kind of came to me that, okay, I'm going to enjoy, obviously, I feel sad at the fact that I'm never going to be able to say, I want to go to a Pantera show with Dime. So there's that, but at the same time, there's a lot of, hey, I'm just going to enjoy this brother, enjoy his music, and he's not here, but hey, you can still make that guitar go crazy, so. I was kind of struggling between the both of that with this guy, but then once he started singing, it was like, well. Yeah.
He's got a voice.
He's got a very distinct voice that he just can't, he can't be replicated.
Yeah.
And he knows how to use it, that's the thing.
Yep.
You know.
And he seems like some people don't look like that their voice is one with them. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
But he does, you know?
Yeah.
It's part of him.
It is, yeah. Yeah. Golly. Anyway, rest in peace to the big homie. We give the song.
I can't.
Silent count.
I can't. Yes, it's gonna be a silent count.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do a silent count. I am too. Yeah, hopefully we weren't too much of doubt.
I feel so bad.
I know, I feel bad
for our viewers. I'm like, you guys.
But
we'll put out a show tonight.
yeah, he's a beautiful brother, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, much respect to the big homie. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.